In 5 minutes, I'm going to lay out 5 potential opportunities that you have on your hands during a bear market. Now, all 5 of these might make no sense to you depending on the type of person you are, so be mindful of that, okay? I might name all 5 of these and 0 of them make sense, but it's important to understand your options because a lot of times people get drawn up in the news, they get drawn up in social media during times such as these when the market is down 15 and 20%. But as you know, when life gives you lemons, you are to make. You got it. So today I'm going to teach you how to make lemonade out of the bear market that we're in. Before I do that, of course, I have to explain that this is not for investment recommendation. This is not for financial advice. As I already mentioned, some of this might even be detrimental to your financial plan if it is not the right situation for you. So be mindful of speaking with your financial advisor, of your CPA, of someone that you trust for situations such as these. So let's jump right into it. The first of these is going to be tax loss harvesting. Now, all this is simply selling my losers so that I can sell my winners and pay 0 taxes for it, right? So in the investment world, you are allowed to offset your gains with your losses. The overall goal here being, of course, that we want to reduce or even eliminate our tax bill from the year from our capital gains. So the fair caveat here is that you need to be mindful of the wash sale rule, okay? The wash sale rule is simply a rule that the SEC has that you can't sell a stock for a loss and then turn around within 30 days and buy a stock that is identical to it. They don't define it any more than identical, but just be mindful of that, okay? The second piece is Roth conversions. Now I have an entire video devoted to this, so check that out if you have a chance, but I quickly want to explain what it means to you in a bear market, okay? So if we know, of course, that the benefit of using a Roth IRA or investing in a Roth IRA is the tax-free income in retirement. It's not having to deal with RMDs. It's being able to pass that account on to heirs more efficiently. When we talk about a bear market, the benefit is that, of course, the values of our portfolios have gone down. If we decide to make that Roth conversion, right, if we make that pre-tax account over to our post-tax account, then if the stock market rebounds and continues to go upwards again, like we all hope it does, as it's done in the past, then all of those earnings that I've now made are going to be tax-free, not only as they grow, but of course when I take them out as well. So now might be the right time to look into Roth conversions, again, with another fair caveat that you're going to be taxed present day on however much you convert. So if you convert $10,000, if you can convert $100,000, you're going to be taxed as if that was ordinary income today. So essentially what we're doing is we're taking the tax hit, of course, for that benefit later on. Now, on a similar note, the third option here is simply opportunistic investing, right? If you're someone who's been sitting on the sidelines, if you've had more in cash, more in bonds, more in a conservative investment than you normally would have or you wanted to, now may be the right time to do so. Everyone loves Black Friday. Everyone loves Amazon sales that they always have. And a lot of investors view times such as these as a discount on quality companies, okay? So currently this year, the S&P 500 at the time of this recording is down about 14 or 15%. And the NASDAQ, which is the technology sector, is down about 19%. So we're looking at some pretty significant sales if that's how you want to view it. So now might be the right time, okay? Have a conversation with your financial advisor, see if this makes sense. I will say trying to time the market is not a great principle to have. The common saying goes, time in the market is much more important than timing the market. A lot of folks like to dollar cost average, meaning pouring a small amount over a normal time period compared to just dumping in a lump sum. But this might be the right time for you if it meets your circumstances. Now, the fourth part is portfolio rebalancing. And this is more of a maintenance task. And hopefully, of course, if you have a financial advisor, they're taking care of this for you, along with the other 3. But essentially all we have here is that if I have a goal allocation of 60% stocks, 40% bonds, 50% stocks, 20% cash, 30% bonds, right? Any allocation that you have, this is a lot of times where that can get out of order, right? Because some stocks lose a lot more than others, some stocks gain while others lose. Okay, so this can kind of throw that off, same with bonds, of course, as well. So just be mindful of reassessing your portfolio during these times to make sure that you're staying on task on the goals that you have. Okay, now fifth and final is simply just reassessing your risk tolerance. Okay, now we have a lot of people come into our office, and this question is very open-ended. You know, what's your risk tolerance? What keeps you up at night? Those type of questions. And it isn't really until you get into these situations, especially if you're a newer investor, regardless of age, Mike Tyson said everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, in a similar way, maybe everyone has a risk tolerance until they go through a bear market. And that's currently what we're seeing right now. There's a lot of people who thought that they really had confidence in capitalism, really believed in the stock market, and then all of a sudden they wake up and their portfolio is down 20%, and then maybe not so much anymore. So if this is you, that's nothing to concern yourself with necessarily at all. It's more important to sleep well at night than it is to out-earn your neighbor. I always say, of course, if you're only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, well, I don't really know if that's worth taking the extra risk that it takes, of course, to have those higher earnings. Okay, it's much better to have 8 hours of sleep. And, science teaches us that. So that's the 5 options for today, folks. I hope, of course, you've heard of these before. I hope you've given these some considerations. If these were new to you, be sure to discuss this with your financial advisor or trusted tax professional, but meant to keep it under 5 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to email me here, and I'd be more than happy to walk through your plan with you or share any thoughts I have of your financial plan. But control what you can control. Okay, there's a lot going on in the markets right now, so just be very mindful of doing that. Okay, this is the time where a lot of folks do a lot of things that they regret, so make sure that you're not one of them. But I appreciate your viewership as always. We'll see you next time.